Hello everyone, this is Deepak Bari and welcome to this tutorial. Today we will learn and configure about the static routing configuration in GNS3. So let's get started. So this is my GNS3 and I am opening from my desktop, and this is how the GNS3 look like, and due to it uses the virtual machine, so you can use the virtual box or the VMware for the virtualization. So as I have told, it requires a virtualization process, so I have installed my VMware workstation, and this is the GNS3 emulation process within the VMware workstation. And we need to create a project for creating our anything scenario, whatever we are going to do. And GNS3 is something, and you can say it's totally different from the Cisco packet tracer, because the Cisco packet tracer, it's a simulator, but in case of GNS3 it uses the real iOS images, so you can get the real world experience with the Cisco switches and routers iOS. So we are going to covering everything about in the later videos also, so I'm not just going to deeply right now. So let's get started with the static routing configuration. So suppose we are going to giving our project name the static routing configuration, and click on the OK button. And this is our the workspace area, so where we can drag and drop our network devices. That would be the router or the switches or the end devices of PCs. So let's have a look at. So these are my routers available, and I'm just dragging dropping the 7200 series, and you can choose any one of them, whatever you like. And in case of switch, I am using the just an Ethernet switch, a generic Ethernet switch. And choose the server of GNS3 VM, because we are virtualize everything and we are using the VMware. So this is the physical PC, so I am not using the physical PC, instead I am using the VMware. Now just go to this icon and we will take 7 devices. So this is the VPCs, that is the virtual PCs. So for experimental purpose only, just take 2 PCs, that is the PC1, and drag and drop the PC2. Okay, looks pretty good. Close this, and this is the icon of the wire or the cable, you can say. So just click on this cable icon and connect the devices. So router to router will connect with the serial ports, and click on the router again. And in this time I'm selecting the gigabit Ethernet 3/0, and will connect with the generic Ethernet PC. Same thing as here, just connect it again with the PC2. Okay, now one more thing about the GNS3, we can use the node for configuring or designing the network. Suppose we are expanding here and we will design our network, and we will take a node so we can configure exactly what we are going to do. Okay, so let's make a note here. Suppose we are giving the IP address for this link or this network, that should be suppose 192.168 and 10.1/24, that means the class C default subnet mask, and take the node again here. And now in this time we will use the 10.2. Okay, now just drag and drop, I think like that. And this network, suppose this will be the 10 network, excuse me, 10.1/8. The class A default subnet mask, that is the 8, and drag here. Now for the PC, suppose the IP parameters 10.0.0.2/8. This would be IP parameters. That means the IP address would be the 10.0.0.2, and along with the 8, that means the class A default subnet mask, and the default gateway, that is DG, that would be the 10.1. Okay, and now let's come to the point of this interface. This would be, suppose, the 20.0.0.1/8, and the PC would be the IP of 20.0.0.2/8, and the default gateway as the default is 20.0.0.1. Okay, fine. So if you can see the interface label, so you can enable from here. So just click on this icon, so, or hide interface labels. So you will get the interface label as you can see there. That is the G3/0 and S5/0, just like that. Just by default do it enabled, and finally just click this green icon, start/resume on nodes, because as you can see in the topology summary, the PC1, PC2 and the router 1 and router 2 is by default, it's administratively down, or you can say there is no power in the router or the PC. So manually we need to start this from by using this button, or you can use this context menu for starting specified devices manually. So I'm not going to long process, so just hit down this button and start all the nodes. As you can see, the all lights are turning onto the green. Okay, so my all devices is online, and we are just going to ready to configure about the PCs and the routers. And one thing, guys, about the static routing is not any kind of protocol, so it's a directly manually configured routing tables within the router by using the CLI or through the command prompts, etc. It's just a statically manually configured process, so it's not any kind of protocol. And we will do this configuration with just two steps only. First of all, we will assign all the IP addresses to each of devices, and then we will configure the static routing within our routers. So let's get started. By default, GNS3 comes with the Terraterm or Solar Putty. So I have already installed the Solar Putty, but I am not using the Solar Putty. I am using the secured set. You may have the Solar Putty, so you don't need to worry about this UI layout, etc. So just click on this options, the console connect to all node, and you will get the all nodes connections. So this is my the secure cert, and if you press this icon, so you will get the Solar Putty terminal emulations. So just don't worry about this. So it requires the password. So as you can see, the terminal is open in the secure set. So if you have the Solar putty, so you can configure within the solar putty, because with GNS3 it comes with by default. So this is the PC1, as you can see, and this is for the PC2 console, and this is for the router 1, and this is for the router 2. So this is the topology, and we will configure manually here. So first of all, we will assign the PC's IP address here. So the IP address for this PC is 10.0.0.2. so just give this IP address, and /8 for the class A subnet mask, and this is the default gateway, and hit down the enter key, and it will check the duplicates confliction. After that, it will assign the IP addresses. For confirmation, you can give this command show IP, and it will show all the IP parameters along with the MAC address, etc. Whatever we need generally from the PC, it's just a virtual PC, not exactly the running real PC. So we don't expect much more things from these PCs right now. So just go to the PC2 tab and give the IP address. The IP address is the 20.0.0.2/8. But before going to giving the IP address, let's check whether it has the IP address or not. So give this command. So as you can see, the IP and the mask is 0, and the gateway also the 0. So we have to assign the IP address here. Excuse me. 20.0.0.2/8, and the default gateway. Now give this command again, show IP. So we have set up our IP address in the PC1 and PC2. Now it's time to configure the router 1. So in router 1 we will assign the 2 IP addresses, and in the router 1 we will assign 2 IP addresses. The first IP addresses we will assign in the gigabit Ethernet, and the second one will be the serial port. Okay, so the gigabit Ethernet will assign with the 10.0.0.1/1, excuse me, /8, and the serial will assign with the 192.168.10.1/24. So let's do it. So this is the user privilege mode. So we need to go within the global configuration mode for changing the interface state and the IP addresses. So for going to the global configuration mode, give this command configure terminal, and select the interface by giving this command interface, and in our case this is the gigabit Ethernet, and 3/0, and give the IP address of 10.0.0.1, and the default subnet mask of class A IP address is 255.0.0.0, and hit down the enter key. Excuse me, we need to give this IP address parameter with this, and finally give the no shutdown command for enabling the port. Remember, this is very important, the giving the no shutdown, because it seems it's up because the green light, but it's not there. We need to manually up this interface. So let's do it. Now exit from here and just go to the serial 5/0 interface, and this is the serial port and 5/0, and give the IP address of 192.168.10.1, and the class C default subnet mask is /24. That means the 255.255.255.0, and hit the enter key. And here again also we need to give this command for enabling our port, the no shutdown command. Then hit down the enter key. Now exit from here, and we will give the further command later. So we have assigned successfully the IP address on the router 1. The same thing we will do in router 2 also. So just go to the router 2 tab, and this is the router 2 CLI. Just go to the global configuration mode and select the gigabit Ethernet. Here's my gigabit Ethernet port, and this is my 3/0 port, and we need to give the IP address here. And in this case we will give this IP address 20.0.0.1 and 255.0.0.0, and hit down the enter key. And finally no shutdown. Now exit from this mode and select the serial interface, serial, and in this case the 5/0, and give the IP address here 192.168.10.2 and the default subnet mask of class C, and finally give this no shutdown command for enabling this port, because by default administratively it's down, so we need to manually enable this port. Okay, now exit from this mode, and we have successfully configured all the IP address and assigned all the IP address with our routers and the PCs. So now the second step is for configuring the static routing within our router. So we will start from the router 1. So the command is for configuring the static routing is IP route and the destination network address. So in the router 1 case, the destination network is the 20.0.0.1. So the network address that would be 20.0.0.0, and the destination subnet mask is /8. So we will give the subnet mask 255.0.0.0, and the next hop IP address, the 192.168.10.2. this is the next hop IP address, and we could give this exit interface IP address here. So just now hit down the enter key and exit from here, and from same the router 2 will be configured as the same. Give this command IP route, and for the case of router 2, the destination network is 10.0.0.1, the IP address, and the destination would be the 0, and the default subnet mask is 8, so the class A IP address is subnet mask will assign there. So give the 10.0.0.0 along with the subnet mask 255.0.0.0, and the next hop IP address that would be the 10.1, because for this router the next hop IP address would be this. So give the enter key. Now exit from here. Now let's check with a ping test. Suppose router 2 wanna ping to 10.1. Now hit down the enter key, and you can see the success rate. And here also let's make a ping test. As you can see, the success rate is 100%. So why not let's have a ping with the PCs, and this PC, that is the PC1, will ping to the PC2 by using their IP address. And now you can see the result we are getting the reply from the ping. And same case in PC2 also, we will get the reply from the 10 network, and PC1 gave the reply to the PC2. So that means we have successfully configured the static routing or the static routing configuration in the GNS3 software. So it was very easy, very straightforward, and very simple, you can say. Hope you guys understand about the static routing configuration, and if you have still any kind of questions or doubts, so you can write down below the comment box. And thanks for watching this video guys, and guys, see you on the next video.